We recently experienced a government shutdown, and now, with the 1-2 punch here, the two-piece combo, we are experiencing something even more devastating. The r/art shutdown. Lord help us all. The mods decided to sail off into the sunset, and it looks like that subreddit is now just in shambles. With no tyrants to moderate it anymore, there is nothing left. And they couldn't even just leave without making it cringe. They made a post about it. I'll go ahead and show you that real quick. But in a nutshell, if you haven't followed the story at all, there was a mod on r/art who took down a post from an artist named Hayden Clay because he had mentioned the word print when replying to a compliment in the thread, which is against rule number 9 on the 10 commandments of r/art, where you can't promo anything. So they took down his post, and he reached out to them in DM saying, hey, you really gonna take my post down because I gave a little more information? And he said, you broke the rules. I can also delete your entire history if you'd like as well, which was very hostile, a very power-trippy response, to which Hayden Clay responded, basically saying, like, this is a little weird. And they said, okay, take this then, Buster. Here's your just desserts, and deleted his entire post history, which included all of his art, some of which was some of the most popular on the entire subreddit, which is a pretty big blow. Hayden then responded to that again, just saying, like, this is ridiculous, seems like you have a vendetta, and he said, I don't know who the fuck you are. Some main character energy, just really eye-rolling, nauseating shit. To which Hayden once again responded about, like, how ridiculous it was, and then they said, you're reported for harassment, have a good day, which ended up immediately banning Hayden from Reddit for 3 days, because apparently Reddit mods have that kind of power, where even the admins will just bend the knee to them. It was a huge deal, big hoopla. I made a video about it yesterday, and everyone was upset at these mods because this is just completely unfair and it's ridiculous. It's unhinged to be behaving that way. And now, in response to everyone calling it out, this is what they did. I know, apparently the r/art mods are throwing in the towel. They made this dramatic post. We out. You win. We all resign. This is them signing off, I suppose, after so many people called out what they did as being just fucking ridiculous. They can't even just leave without making it cringy. It's impressive. They still had to do some kind of little song and dance on their way out. I know, they think this shit went so hard. It's so tough. Just fucking dorks. Just complete dorks. Power-tripping dweebs. So everyone was making fun of them, shooting spitballs. Myself included. How can you not make fun of a vermin this embarrassing? And then, this afternoon, they made this post. So I guess they're resigning, which is cute, because it's not like a real position. It's not like a, give me your badge and your gun. This is literally just logging out. That's it. This is one of the bigger subs, too. They'll be replaced quickly. They're probably just going to make alt accounts. They're not going to be replaced. One thing that I have learned about Reddit is that there is this upper echelon of, like, closed-door handshake mods that all moderate, like, 90% of this fucking platform. And this is such a big subreddit, there's no doubt in my mind they're just going to have them make another account to be a mod or some shit, pretending. There's no way. They're not going anywhere. That ego response by the mod. I mean, it's crazy ego just from being a fucking unpaid moderator of a subreddit. Also very possible they paid for the position to begin with. I don't know about that. I don't know how that works. If you pay to be a mod on Reddit, that should be a jailable offense. It would be so interesting if someone infiltrated the inner circle of Reddit mods. I think it'd be interesting, yeah. I think that actually would be a fascinating story. Because maybe some of them do get paid for it. It's possible. I doubt it, but it is possible. It's just so lame. They couldn't even just recognize that the problem was their behavior. There's just no level of, like, self-awareness, it seems. Like, if you're gonna resign, which again is just such a loser way of putting it, you are a fucking unpaid janitor on a Reddit subreddit. Like, come on. It's not that big of a position here where, you know, there's gonna be some kind of, like, ceremonious ordeal around it. But if you were going to, like, relinquish that position, maybe having some reflection like, here's why. I understand where you guys were coming from. I apologize for being such an insufferable douchebag asshole to this artist. You know, maybe something like that would have been in good taste. But instead, they just hit you with the, we out, you win, we all resign. It's just, oh, it's just so skin-crawlingly annoying. But I guess this is a very strong brotherhood because it was one moderator who went rogue. Well, potentially two because of the story I covered 3 years ago where a guy fucking melted down because he thought one of the artists submitted AI art when he was proven wrong. He said, well, your art isn't what I like anyway and AI can do it better. Get out of here, Buster, plus you're muted. That could have been two different people, but at most, that's two people on this mod team. That's not the entire mod team. But because of these two, the entire team decided to disband together in solidarity. So it seems like they kind of rally behind that behavior, at least that's the perspective I get. The impression this leaves me with is that these mods felt like they did absolutely nothing wrong and people were just being ridiculous with pitchforks calling for their scalp. So instead, they're just going to be the bigger people and just leave. That's it. But they don't think they did anything that warrants any kind of, you know, outrage. That's the impression I get. I think it's so weird how the entire mod team now leaves because of the behavior of one, potentially two of them. That to me shows that they kind of huff their own farts and enable themselves. Like they wind each other up and think that they're constantly correct. It's just, I don't know, very pathetic, really, all around. But maybe it's not the entire mod team. That's just how it reads. It said, we all resign, and the subreddit is now in like a limbo. So it seems like it's the entire mod team on r/art. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's just a couple of them. Who knows? What I do know, though, is that I want to leave you with like a little positive nugget here that I was going over on stream last night. I don't know how many of you saw this, but there's actually a really hype collab between Assassin's Creed Shadows and Attack on Titan. Holy fuck, it's a disaster. You have to see this shit. Like, I don't think it's worth making a whole video on, but you at least need to check out a snippet of this. Speaking of art, did anyone see the Assassin's Creed Attack on Titan collab? It's incredible. This might just get me back into Assassin's Creed. It is actual peak. Look at this shit. This might just have me fire up Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Ascend!
No, it can't be! No! Get out of there!
Go!
Come on!
Come and get it!
Why does he look like Skibbity Toilet? I don't know, that's Ubisoft polish for you right there, baby. Oh, also, if you were thinking that you were going to be able to fight this as some kind of boss fight or something, think again. This is the extent of the encounter. You just run away and then he gets trapped.
Someone back home once said,